but on stage 6 yesterday. The electricity minister, Thursday Ramaphosa, saying, you don't have to believe me or the president. All you have to do is look at the trend line and you will see. I look at the trend line and how it's affecting my household and how it's affecting people around me, Minister of Electricity Ramaphosa, because if you needed proof that President Cyril Ramaphosa's SONA boast about bringing load shedding under control was a joke, then stage 6 load shedding this week and now downgraded to stage 5, very little difference materially to people, then that's undeniable evidence that that was a piece of comedy delivered by the president on Thursday night. Eskom saying and explaining that since Thursday, at least 10 generating units have been taken out of service, 5 of which are due to boiler tube leaks. Joining me now, Chris Yelland, energy analyst. The president and his State of the Nation address was 7 p.m. on Thursday night. Immediately after that address, you had Eskom putting out a statement saying that there had been some systems collapses and stage 4 and then in the weekend stage 6 of load shedding. Is the president advised that, or before taking to a podium making bold promises that load shedding is being brought under control, Chris?
Hi. Well, look, of course, you have to understand that it's political electioneering time, and I think we can expect politicians to start making bold and uninformed promises. And we're already seeing it in some of the election manifestos. But we do expect more from the president. But the bottom line is they shouldn't be making these kind of assurances or predictions because, frankly, nobody, not the president, not the minister, not the CEO of Eskom or its chairman or the head of generation, have any idea of what generators are going to go off next week or back on again next week. It's kind of random, and we see this every day. They adjust their so-called outlook, and they haven't got a clue, a day, a week, a month ahead as to what really is going to happen, and they really should not be making such promises. It would be far better to talk about achievements made rather than achievements that you think you're going to be able to make maybe.
Because we've been here before. Remember in 2019, the president also promised that there would be no load shedding over the Christmas period. But over that period, we had some severe load shedding over the festive season.
No, you're absolutely right. We've had promises not just in 2019, but before that by the president at the time, President Zuma, by President Ramaphosa, by various ministers, by the Secretary General of the ANC, who said it would be over, last year, the end of last year. But you have to see these for what they really are. These are just politicians.
You then have Fikile Mbalula, the Secretary General of the ANC, screaming through his social media account, stage 6 load shedding, clear sabotage, strong extra security measures are needed. You had his colleague, well, he's not in government anymore, Fikile Mbalula, but you have his colleague in the ANC, Minister Ramaphosa, distancing himself from that, saying, no, sabotage is not being suspected over this week, and clear technical fault when it comes to 10 generating units losing capacity.
Exactly. That's what I mean by these silly political statements. If you're going to claim sabotage and have the slightest bit of credibility, you need to at least substantiate that in some way or another. But don't just do that as a way of just deflecting attention from your own inadequacies. Look, the state of Eskom is a long story, and it's a highly political story. And it dates back, a decade or more, in fact, 2 decades. Really, the powers that be bear a heavy responsibility for where things are today. And this kind of pointing to some unknown, unnamed, unsubstantiated third force should be seen for what it is. It's just nonsense.
Chris Yelland, really appreciate your time, energy, and